What up, you weirdos? Dave here, and I like knives. Here to talk to you today about the Outdoor Edge Conquer. Ding. We have a blade of 3¼ inches, right there. A handle of a little bit less than 4¼ inches. A width at the widest part of 1¼ inch, and a depth of about 1/4 inch. So this is a relatively small knife with a blade of, not relatively small handle, hiding a fairly large blade for the package. That's what I meant to say. Blade of 8CR13 MOV steel and handle of stylized G10. I doubt that you'll be able to pick it up in this recording, but the G10 is also somewhat textured. It feels like snakeskin when you rub with the grain. So just a little bit of dimpling in there. Actually, feels quite pleasant. Hold up. There we go. I'm not sure if you were able to hear that, but that was me scraping my nail on the texture. And that's on the G10 is on one side, and on the back side we just have a stainless steel whatever. Straight up, solid blade. I love this blade. It's massive compared to the size of the handle, with an upswept, not an upswept tip, because it does. This is such a fascinating blade style because there's so many different aspects present here, which is part of the reason that I love knives, because there's art and engineering that goes into the designing of them, and that makes me happy. So we do have an upswept tipped, combined with a drop point, which means that the tip of the blade is higher than the handle, so the tip is higher than where it starts, but is also pointed down because there's a back belly, there's a spine, there's a rounded spine, whatever. Big old belly that, because of the upswept tip, is very, very oversized, and I like it, with just the slightest little bit of recurve right in here. So the blade does go in just a very little bit. And this is such a unique blade style. I do not have it on any other knife in my collection, and I do not believe that I have seen it on anything else. So big bevel with a little bit of a swedge on the back. Very well put together piece, very well thought out blade. I'm a fan. Also, the action. This is one of those knives that proves that doing a good thing is not difficult, because this is, what, a 3rd or 4th tier company? I have no idea who Outdoor Edge is affiliated with. I've only ever seen them in Cabela's, so I'm kind of assuming that they are Cabela's sub-company. Like DeWalt and Husky and whatever are all sub-companies of Home Depot and whatever. I'm assuming that this is, Walmart has Ozark Trail, there we go. And Ozark Trail is a Walmart sub-company. I'm assuming that this is a Cabela's sub-company. I don't know. But either way, wherever this exists in the world of business hierarchy or whatnot, it's not hard. This is put on a ball bearing system, which makes it, I struggled a little bit there. I'll get to that in a second. But makes it incredibly responsive. So we don't need washers in our blades anymore, or other systems that manual blades often use, because if a company like Outdoor Edge can master the ball bearing, come on, Kershaw and anybody else, so can you. So there is no excuse for making a bad knife. Just don't do it. So very responsive. It's great. And also, ding, I love with ball bearing knives doing that, and just the final clink of Lockup. Makes me happy. Also pretty great is the clip. That much sticks out of the pocket. I wish it was less, but still somewhat decent. And it is a lesser knife made by a lesser company that has tip up, that is tip up. So Gerber, check it out, guys. This is how you do that. Lock, very well done. There's a little bit of jimp. It is a frame lock. There's a little bit of jimping on the side of the lock, and it sticks out just a little bit from the handle. As usual, I wish it stuck out more, but it's fine because of that jimping. You can grab it, push it, and whatnot very, very easily. Ding! Once again, that is correctly done. Could be done better, but this is correct. The handle. There we go. Again, struggled a little bit. Get to that in a second. I absolutely adore this handle. Because of the pattern, I doubt that there's a lot of detail that you can pick up in this. What am I going to use to point? There we go, my little T8. But just how beautiful. You can't see a thing, can you? There we go. The beautiful patterns going along the G10, and right in here, when the patterns curve back, is an indent a little bit. There's no way that I can... There we go, you can see it reflecting a little bit. So there is an indent right in there, and it doesn't really serve any functional purpose, but dog, it's beautiful. The in curve with the patterns, it's gorgeous. I love it. I'm a fan of this handle. And also the patterns, the pattern, the texture pattern is subtle enough that even if it were on the backside, that it wouldn't damage anything going in and out of your pocket. But they're enough that you can feel it and rub your thumb on it or whatever. And it's great. It feels good. Well done is what I'm trying to say. Now we get to this part. The detent. Now, it is very important to have a strong detent, because if you don't, then what you've got is a broken fixed blade. However, this is ridiculous. You can see the ball in there somewhere. I don't know. It's really big, is what I'm saying. You can see the backside right there. So it's right there. But the detent is so strong that it is mightily difficult to actually release the blade. It took me a while. There's a little bit of jimping on the flipper as well, which I appreciate. But it took me a hot while to just be able to do that. But I still can't actually use the thumb studs because it's... Ow, there we go. Because it ain't... Ow. I'm trying very hard to use these thumb studs, and I cannot. And it's not that I'm pinching the backside. It's just this detent is very, very strong. So earlier, when I was bringing it back down, it actually got caught on that detent ball, and I had to push it. That's what I was struggling with. So these thumb studs, on top of being real dumb, because there's a flipper here, are useless because the detent is ridiculous. So this piece should not have thumb studs, basically. Yeah. So overall, pretty decent. Now, on OutdoorEdge.com, I discovered that on all Outdoor Edge models, which I recently got another one from Cabela's, so I'll be getting to that one at some point in the next couple weeks. But all Outdoor Edge models, all of them that I've seen anyway, so I think all of them, period, actually have two models. This is the large Conquer, the smaller Conquer, I believe is 2.5 inches. It's, they tend to be like 3/4 the size, I guess. Um, but on Outdoor Edge, this costs $55. Everything on Outdoor Edge costs less than that, I believe. I'm trying to do some head math. Excuse me, while drinking a little water. I'm trying to do some head math, and if I remember correctly, this is one of their more expensive models. I don't know that, though. So at $55, whatever. Knife Center charges $40 for it. Amazon.com for $38, and I bought this for Cabela's for $40. And I'm quite pleased with it. This is an excellent blade from what I've recently discovered to be a decent company. So there's no excuse anymore. Personally, I do not believe that this should cost $40. All other Outdoor Edge knife models that they carry, well, the one other one that I'm interested in cost $20. They also carry a lot of their razor knives, their Havalon style exchanger blades. This should not cost $40, but I'm happy with it. So there are better blades, there are better ball bearing system blades with easier deployment and funner action to play with and whatnot, but all of those tend to cost a bit more. So if I remember correctly, it's possible that this is the cheapest ball bearing blade that I have, and in which case I hope that speaks to a coming trend of less expensive ball bearing systems. So at $40, fine, I guess, is what I'm saying. So out of 10 stars, I give this all wrongs are forgiven by a combination of that blade style and by this handle texturing. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please let me know down below. And other than that, have a great day.